Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Gunnel. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, randomness, out of the blueness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And yes, excuse all the background noise. Yes, some people, hey, you live on a farm? Yes, I live in the middle of nowhere, and there's a lot of stuff around, whether it be neighbors' roosters and all this other stuff. But I can't do anything to control that. Trust me. So, just. But Men of Honor from the year 2000 stars Cuba Gooding Jr., Robert De Niro, Hal Holbrook, Powers Booth, Charlize Theron, Michael Rappaport, even like Joshua Leonard from the Blair Witch Project has a small role in this. And the thing about the film is, it's about the first African American diver in the U.S. Navy, and then became a master diver. Now, with Cuba Gooding Jr., this is a time in his career where things were not going the best. And really, after his Oscar win, they never really got to that level again. Because I like Cuba as an actor. I do. I liked him in Judgment Night. I liked him in Boys in the Hood. I even liked the Chill Factor. But his win in Jerry Maguire was kind of his highest point, but at the same time screwed up the rest of his career. Plus, bad choices he made. And nowadays, there's allegations, and he may be going to prison, and I don't know if they're true or not, because you look at what happened with Amber Heard, how much she was a lying piece of crap against Johnny Depp. You never know who to believe and who not to believe, so I don't know for certain what's going on, what's not going on. I don't know at all. But I do know I'm going to get a machine gun. I'm going to shoot all the roosters in every 5-mile area. So that's one thing I know. Second thing I know is that the Oscar win for Jerry Maguire, I don't think it was deserved, because I like Jerry Maguire for what it is, and Cuba Gooding Jr. did fine. But it's not like his performance was Oscar-worthy. I never thought his performance was Oscar-worthy. Not a single bit. Because I'm sitting there going, the role was not a lot of screen time, and what people remember is, show me the money. Show me the money. I'm sitting there going, what makes that Oscar-worthy? If someone could explain that to me, and you think of all the performances from all the different actors throughout all the years, that's a performance that screams Oscar-worthy. He's either calls on the phone and acts like a hothead, or show me the money. I think about all the other performances that didn't get anything, like Tim Robbins and Jacob's Ladder, not even a nomination. But Cuba says show me the money, and he doesn't Oscar win. To me, that makes no sense, and although I liked him as an actor, it wasn't a deserved win. Then after that, with a lot of Oscar winners, okay, what are you going to do next? So either he gets bigger budget movies and they bomb, like Chill Factor. And I like Chill Factor with him as D. Allward, but that was a big bomb. Or he tries to do films like Radio, which, if you watch Tropic Thunder, you know about Radio. Never go full, you know what. The Fighting Temptations, no one cared about. Boat Trip, I don't know why the hell he would do a film like Boat Trip. And those films bombed, and they did nothing for his career. And that's why, even this film is one of the better films in his career. I think he also did like Rat Race, which I didn't mind. This film didn't light anything on fire. Didn't light a lot of the critics on fire with delight. Didn't light the box office on fire. Didn't light the awards circuit on fire. Well, he did that film Instinct with him and Anthony Hopkins, and I think he was reaching hopefully for that other Oscar. But yeah, Radio, this film, Instinct, didn't work out that way. And stuff like this led to him going direct to video. He did one film, I forget what it was called, but he was in the military. It was direct to video, and it was in like a horror film. It was like in some crypt or some archaeology dig or something like that. I forget what it was called. Or he became an action hero. Like they thought, okay, who's the next Wesley Snipes? Cuba Gooding Jr. So he did like a film called Endgame with James Woods, and I think Burt Reynolds was in it. He did a film with Dolph Lundgren called One in the Chamber, and he did a few with Christian Slater. A lot of direct-to-video films, a lot of them action, or maybe a little bit of thriller. And I think Cuba Gooding Jr. is a good actor. I just don't know if he's the right super serious action hero. I don't know. I don't know. Guess it just depends. But, and then again with these, I know he played O.J. Simpson in this, like, TV miniseries or something. But yeah, these allegations, I don't know if he's going to go to prison. I don't know if they're BS. I don't know for sure. And the only time he got back into the theater was a supporting role in a film like Norbit, or what have you. But getting the Men of War, the Men of War would be Men of Honor, not Men of War. Men of War is a different movie. Got Dolph Lundgren in the brain. I love Men of War. Men of Honor, I don't mind Men of Honor for what it is. I didn't mind it. I liked it. It's predictable. It's based on a true story, so how much is true, how much they had to embellish, how much they didn't embellish, I don't know. I can only take it on face value. I mean, whether it be an officer and a gentleman or various other movies you've seen this, where a guy works hard to go up the ranks and a person says, you will never make it, you will never make it, but then they make it anyway. Whether it be between Richard Gere, Louis Gossett Jr., Demi Moore, G.I. Jane. You've seen this type of premise before, and you pretty much know where it's going. So you just say it's cliche and predictable, and you'd be right on that. But I thought the cast worked well together. I thought the two leads worked very well together. And the fact it was the diving unit, and some of this took place in like the 50s, 60s era, mainly the 60s, that made things better. I thought that made things better in the fact of it made it more unique. Like when they have to train these big old diving suits that made me think of, I don't know, one of the episodes of Scooby-Doo, I forget what, Captain Cutter or Custer or something. But anyway, the fact they're using this old diving, Navy units, I hadn't seen that typically in a lot of movies. So it changed things up a bit. And I liked Robert De Niro. I liked his accent. I liked his gusto attitude. I liked, the first time we see him, we know and get the idea he's watching Cuba on TV, who's become successful, and these two guys who have him arrested go, oh, were you a lover? The N-word. And De Niro gets pissed at that and beats the shit out of both of these military police guys. Even one guy ready to break his arm. You try flee, motherfucker. You try flee me, motherfucker. Some people may see De Niro's being over the top. I rather liked his performance. I liked the energy he brought to it. And then we cut to Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character as a kid in the 1940s in Kentucky, growing up. His dad was a farmer. He gets out of school to help his dad. But then his dad tells him, don't end up like me. And even when he goes into the U.S. Navy, the dad says, don't give up on me, no matter what. And don't come back here. Meaning, he wants the son to be more successful than he is. So he gets in the U.S. Navy. Meanwhile, Robert De Niro, he's a guy that will disregard orders to do the right thing. Like, he disregards orders in order to save a person's life. And he gets demoted to being a trainer. And then, at the same time, Powers Booth, may he rest in peace, great actor who was in Extreme Prejudice with Nick Nolte. He was the bad guy in Jean-Claude Van Damme's Sudden Death. He was in Tombstone. He's in a great movie called Southern Comfort. Powers Booth says, hey, you got balls, boy. He doesn't say boy, but you got balls. I think he says son. I forget. Boys. He said, "You got balls. I like that." So he sends up to the search and rescue diving school part of the Navy. And so there's Robert De Niro training these people, including Cuba. Cuba meets Michael Rappaport, who was in Deep Blue Sea. He was in Copland. And I don't know why they gave him a stutter. I don't know. Maybe that's in real life the person had it. I don't know for sure. Because the stuttering didn't really bring anything to the role. But Michael Rappaport is one of the few that befriends Cuba. And, it goes through the whole, you can't get through this, you won't do this. But, Cuba Gooding Jr. keeps doing well, deals with racism by his other trainees, saves Joshua Leonard. I mean, oh, that's Joshua Leonard from the original Blair Witch Project, Josh. He had a big role in this, so it was cool. Saves him. A little bit of animosity between De Niro and Cuba. Charlize Theron from Mad Max Fury Road, on Atomic Blonde. She's in here as the wife of Robert De Niro's character. She does fine for what she needs to do. Hal Holbrook he's been in a lot of stuff. He was in John Carpenter's The Fog. He was in this underrated film called Rituals from the 70s. He is a racist and says, no matter what, Cuba can't pass. So even though you have this thing where, De Niro's like, he's going to pass, he's doing well. No matter what, he will not pass. So you have this bit that's, you go underwater, you make something underwater, but some asshole cut the bag, and Hal Holbrook's like, leave that man in the water. Now, I don't know if that would happen in real life, even if they want to be racist. It's like, don't bring that up until he's stops moving. Now, I don't know if that happened in real life, or that's just being over the top for movie sake. I mean, I know there was assholes, I know there was racism, of course, but I don't know if it went to the limit of, no, leave that guy underwater until he stops moving, as in he's dead. I'm like, that's murder no matter what, but... So again, maybe that would be deemed a bit over the top, but... He does pass, and De Niro passes him, and De Niro gets demoted even further, while Cuba is rising through the ranks. And among this time, there's this love story that Cuba has with this girl that he met in the library to teach him a bit of education. Again, I know that's part of the real life story, but I didn't really care. And that's the thing, is that the movie is fine for the actors and the subject material, but it still feels rather by the numbers and kind of typical, and there's nothing about it that... Nothing about it that makes it memorable, but at the same time, I think it's well made. It's a fine, well made movie. I think the two leads, they worked very well together. Even later when something happens to Cuba's character and De Niro comes back to help him out, and Cuba's like, why are you doing this? De Niro's like, to piss people off. And, De Niro and Cuba, you see that they have a nice, respect for each other as characters, and I would say that's the strongest part of the movie. And, I do think they both worked rather well. And you have this patriotic charm for music, and the idea, even though it may be predictable, even though you know where it's going, and there's not really any twists and turns that it takes, you go, oh wow. I mean, it was a story worth telling. The first African American U.S. diver, and it wasn't too boring to me, and like you said, the actors, the cast made it work well for its subject material. I find it a bit hard to know what else to talk about dealing with this movie. It kind of it is what it is, and it did it fine. Like it didn't offer any other emotions other than that. So it's not like a film that I would find and pick up on DVD or whatever. I don't even know if it has a Blu-ray, but at the same time, it's definitely worth a watch. If you like any of these actors, if the story intrigues you even the slightest, like I said, it's nothing really new that you haven't seen before if you've seen these type of films, but at the same time, it's done efficiently. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.